Shalom, Israel. Want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakah, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops at Great Millstone. And peace and salutations and peace and mercy to the hopeful elect. Shalom. Back with another lesson, straight to the point, quick hit. I'm going to play this quick clip off DW News. And as you see on the screen, a screwworm outbreak. And this is a flesh-eating parasite. I'm going to let them go ahead and explain and break this down, but the Lord told you that he was going to shower. He was going to shower you with pestilence, with diseases. He was going to increase the pestilence, the diseases, until you are destroyed, until you were consumed. And this is all judgment. The Lord is turning up the heat. These pestilence, these diseases are cleaving onto the cattle. They're cleaving onto the food. See? There's a physical famine that's coming. This is serious, man. Because the Lord told you that he's going to observe you like a leopard. This is what the Lord is doing right now throughout the world, and ultimately in this place, the U.S., ultimately starting with his people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. The behavior of the people, the behavior, the ways on how people are living. There's consequences for the disobedient. You know, that's coming. And one of the judgments that the Lord is bringing is going to be diseases, pestilence. He told you that he's going to give you diseases that are not written in this book, in this Bible, and that you're going to be devoured by pestilence. Let me go ahead and let this play, and I got a few scriptures, and I'm out. Call halal, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi.
An outbreak of flesh-eating parasites in Central and Northern America has begun spreading through livestock. The New World screwworm is a parasite. There's a parasitic fly that lays its larvae in open wounds of warm-blooded animals, including humans. Since the last outbreak in the 1970s, the screwworm has been largely kept out of the United States by a mass eradication program. But farmers in Mexico are discovering the larvae moving north and across the border. In Texas, ranchers are warning that the parasites are spreading at an alarming rate.
Tiny, deadly, and spreading. The screwworm fly is a nightmare for American ranchers and farmers who lived through the last outbreak in the 1970s. The parasites lay hundreds of eggs in the open wounds of any warm-blooded creature. Once an infestation takes hold, the only reliable treatment is removing the larva by hand. Left alone, they consume a host from the inside out.
It's horrific what's going to happen if it gets out of hand. It's an issue that will affect every single person in one way or the other, because when you go to the store to get something to eat, you don't get much to eat without farmers and ranchers.
Since 2006, a mass eradication program has kept the screwworm bottled up south of the Darien Gap in Central America. Millions of sterilized flies were bred and dropped over the region every week, interrupting the parasite's breeding cycle. But this biological barrier was breached in 2022. Thousands of infected livestock have now been reported in Mexico, and one woman has been killed. Mexican farmers blame its spread on corruption and poor government controls.
Along the entire border with Guatemala, there's indiscriminate movement of stolen livestock and sick livestock. There are no health controls and no safety measures.
Ranchers across the border in Texas worry the situation could be worse than officials admit.
And I'll leave it there. This just straight to the point. And you also have flesh-eating bacteria right now that's in these coastal waters right now. Four people just died. 4 people in Florida just died from a flesh-eating bacteria out there and being in that beach water. See? So this is the Lord is, he's increasing the pestilence. See? So you're going to have the pestilence that's on the food and right along in the waters. See? Because we know drinking water is going to become the new gold, but right along with the living water, with this gospel, with having the Lord, that's going to be the ultimate, the rubies. You see? But let me grab a few scriptures and I'm gonna close out. It's time is winding down. Time is winding down, man. The Lord, he's not playing, man. You're just gonna see an increase of all these things, and you got more and more sea lions. There's a disease right now that's on these sea lions that they're getting sick and come washing up dead on shore, right along with the whales, the sharks, all these fishes. They with these kids going to these different daycares and these young children, they got a hand, foot, mouth disease where they're getting bumps on the bottom of their feet and on their mouth and on their hands. These are diseases that are increasing, man. This is ultimately the Lord who's doing this, and we know that Esau is releasing these it's these different biological pestilence out here. Let me get the scriptures and I'm out. Let me go here. This is because not only is it going to be pestilence, there's a famine. There's a physical famine of food. And when the diseases, when the pestilence cleave onto your food, that's going to cause a famine. Oh, Salakia. Salakia. Let me go here. Ezekiel 5:10, and it reads, it says, therefore, Therefore, the fathers shall eat the sons in the midst of thee, and the sons shall eat the fathers. See, there's cannibalism coming. And this already happened before, in times past already. There's cannibalism coming. The sons shall eat their fathers. It says, and I will execute judgment in thee, and the whole remnant of thee will I scatter into all the winds. It says 10. It says, wherefore, as I live, the Lord is swearing. The Lord is swearing. He said, wherefore, as I live, saith Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, surely because thou hast defiled my sanctuary and all thy detestable things, and with all thine abominations, therefore will I also diminish thee. Neither shall mine eyes spare, neither will I have any pity. See? It says 12, it says, a third part of thee shall die with the pestilence. See? A third part of thee shall die with the pestilence, and with famine shall they be consumed in the midst of thee. And a third part shall fall by the sword round about thee. And I will scatter a third part in all the winds, and I will draw out my sword after them. You see? It says 13, it says, thus shall mine anger be accomplished. The Lord's pissed off. And 2/3 of the Lord's people are going to be put to death. You're going to fall by the famine. You're going to either by the famine or by the pestilence, or we know ultimately by those missiles, by these wild animals out here, the 4 judgments. There's no escaping it. The Lord said, thus shall my anger be accomplished, and I will cause my fury to rest upon them. And I will be comforted, and they shall know that I am the Lord. I have spoken it in my zeal, when I have accomplished my fury in them. So the Lord says he's going to accomplish his anger. And there is a physical famine coming. And these pestilences are going to increase. We're heading into the worst time ever on earth. Ever.
An outbreak of flesh-eating parasites in Central and Northern America has begun spreading through livestock. The New World Screwworm is a parasite. There's a parasitic fly that lays its larvae in open wounds of warm-blooded animals, including humans. Since the last outbreak in the 1970s, the screwworm has been largely kept out of the United States by a mass eradication program. But farmers in Mexico are discovering the larvae moving north and across the border. In Texas, ranchers are warning that the parasites are spreading at an alarming rate.